Hello everybody, c'est moi, TONIK TZW, and that's the only French I'll put into this one. We're here in the Tier 7 French destroyer, Le Fantasque, and this is a big one with close to 150,000 damage and breaking, in fact smashing through what I consider to be a very good game score of 3,000 base XP. And actually walking away with 3,307 base XP. And we're here on shards. We've got 3 destroyers per team. We're up against a Tashkent, a Kagero, and a Hayate. And out of those, who am I most not looking forward to? The Tashkent. The other two, I think I could take in a fight, but it would have to be at a time of my choosing. I'll start again by repeating the mantra in domination for destroyers. Your job is to spot, capture and kill. You should at least try to fight your cap before moving it, because if you allow the other team to get onto these caps and get them taken, you're going to throw away such an advantage on points. Now you'll see here that I'm running straight into my cap and I'm running my engine boost, because with the build I have on this, it drops me down to 4.4 Ks of detection, which means that I can outspot any other destroyer on this map, even those sneaky Japanese boats. Now we're looking here, there you go, look. We've got a sneaky Japanese boat. Now this thing turns a little bit like a barge, but getting him spotted is going to make him run. He doesn't want to be here. But that mine that's there, he's going to sling a shot at me. We're going to run our reloads. We're going to fire at him as much as we can and get rid of as many hit points as he can. Because even if we do not kill him, if that destroyer is losing 60-70% of his hit points in the first minutes of the game, he is going to have to rethink the way that he's going to play this game. He cannot afford to get detected again. It was good to see that I did have support fire coming in from behind me. I know the Kagero's dropped his torps. He didn't run a smoke screen there, so he could have the torpedo reload booster equipped, but we know that we still have a very short time in which we could potentially out detect him again and give him another run of the guns. The what is it there? Is it an Andrea Doria? No, it'll be the Veneto, wouldn't it? Yes. He is pushing in, and I'm thinking, how big are his secondaries? I know running a full secondary build, I can get to 7.5 Ks. So that's the distance I'm going to try and keep in my head. And I'm going to try and back into this cap and at least contest it. Now what you will notice is that across there in the middle of the map, B cap, which is I think the hardest cap to play on this map, everybody just left it. Everybody just turned and ran away, including the Akatsuki, which is behind me. He's come all the way from B cap and all the way around over this side, and yeah, he's going to do a fair job, but literally abandoning that cap just hands those points straight over to red team, and now we're going to have to fight for that because there's not even anyone near it to contest it. And all that is done is free up the 3 ships on red team to split left or right, A or C, to do whatever they want. They could have potentially pushed through on B and completely cut us off from the other flank. And that is not what we want to happen. Now this Veneto is getting brave. He's pushing in, but in pushing in, he takes a torpedo, he takes a flood. And now it's my time to get out of here. So I contested that cap for as long as I felt safe in doing so. Now the other guys are going to put some fire onto him. That's going to give me the opportunity to get out of here. And at the same time, we're going to drop some more torpedoes towards him. So hopefully he'll either run into them or they'll scare him enough, knowing that I'm out on this flank, that he'll want to turn around and run away. Each team has lost 2 ships now. We each have 1 cap. This is the one to fight against. The Veneto has run his smoke, but smoke does not hide you from torpedoes, and we do connect there right before the Akatsuki lands another torpedo and sinks him. So we had a flood on that Veneto. He fixed it. We got another flood on him with the other torpedo. That would have killed him. But yeah, we'll let the Akatsuki have that one. He was obviously in a position to get those torpedoes off. Now I'm going to head back in and go for this cap again. I know we've still got that cruiser out there. I know there's a battleship, and there is still a destroyer hanging around somewhere, but I don't know where he's got to. My engine booster's on cooldown, so I can be out detected now, because even running Eric Bay at 16.4 and Jerzy Swirsky at 16.3, the concealment on this one only comes down to 5.5 unless my engine boost is running. So there's the Mainz. He's now decided that he wants to come in and have this cap. It's a nasty cruiser to be on the end of once he gets those guns going. But I'm the one doing the spotting here, while the Akatsuki there has been sat in a smoke screen banging shots across the top. I realise this is not where I want to be now, and again I'm going to contest for as long as I possibly can, but this Mainz is going to try and run me down. I don't want to be here when he gets into this cap. He does take a torpedo. The last he knows, I was off to what is now our right hand side, so I think he might be looking back there. We come off the cap. We're going to have to let red team have this one, because either that battleship behind us takes off the Mainz, or the Akatsuki gets some more torpedoes off. But we plop some shots around the corner just as we disappear. We do get some caps resets, but he's got a plane up, and that means that I'm spotted. So whereas I was going to head back across to B cap, because nobody seems to be too concerned about that one, but blue team have managed to push through on Charlie, and they are heading in this direction. So I decide that what I think is going to happen is one or both of the destroyers that were across here are going to go and try and counter that push. So it's about thinking smart, thinking tactical. What would I do in their ships in this game? Where would I be? What would I be doing? I'm heading across to B. It's the place to be. The majority of the team across there, they're not going to see that destroyer if he is on that cap, especially if he's hiding on this side of these islands. It just means that he can duck and get his torps through and then swing away and wait for reload and just keep popping torpedoes through those guys through the gap. And he does pick himself up a dev strike there. I'm sure he is on this side. I'm looking at my perceptive indicator and I want this kill. We've got to get him spotted. We've got to get him done before he gets any more torpedoes off. But there we go. He pops up. We get locked on. We hit the reload booster, and we're just going to slap him with a couple of salvos, and bang, bang, bang. He is gone. I know he's already fired his torpedoes. Nothing else can see me once I drop detection. But that doesn't mean to say that those big battleships out there aren't going to have a pop. But I'm hoping they're distracted by the rest of blue team out there. The Mainz, you know, he's got a good high arcing shot, so he can get shots over the top. We're going to sit on this cap, turn it, and then we're going to try and take the fight to red team that are up north of B cap. A cap is still a little bit of a war zone. We've had to give that up to red team, but in doing so we have secured B cap. The Mainz is going to cause all kinds of trouble from across there, especially with his range and his arcs of fire. But what I will say is that this cruiser coming through is going to do a good job on that Tashkent, which is the one ship that I don't think I can win a battle against. Certainly not without a main battery reload booster. But the destroyer out there, the Hayate, even though he's on very, very low health, he is going to have a hell of a crack at the ships that are out there. And these two battleships that I think are in division with the Tashkent are going to find themselves in a very nasty crossfire of torpedoes. They can't go backwards, they can't go forwards, they really are piggies in the middle. You'll see the Hayate's torpedoes coming in from one direction. The Iowa starts to turn. I think I've got enough of a spread on there. The Hayate is going to pick up at least one hit, 2 hits, but I'm going to pick up the last one and get rid of that Iowa. Now his mate has just seen where those torpedoes came from. First of all, from the Hayate. The Hayate has been putting fire onto the Tashkent, and the Tashkent disappears, which leaves the Mainz and this Iowa. Now I'll give you a little tip here, people, if you're playing destroyers. When big ships are turning, they slow down. So that Iowa coming round the corner has lost a few knots of speed as he comes round the corner, and then as they straighten up, they pick up speed again. So you'll notice that first set of torpedoes I put slightly ahead of where the torpedo indicator was, and the other set I've put slightly behind, because if he sees the first set and slams on the brakes, he'll still pick up some torpedoes from the second set. Doesn't work every time because they can turn as well, but a target like that, he has pushed down the side of the island, which has given him no opportunity to maneuver unless he comes towards me. So we kind of had him pinned to that island with torpedoes, and that is exactly how I played and set up that shot to take that Iowa down. Now unfortunately, every other ship on blue team has now gone. I am the last ship remaining. The Mainz is the last ship remaining. I don't want to be wrangling with him. He knows that he needs a cap 4 points to win this game. He knows that he can beat me in a gunfight, but the one thing he can't beat me in is detectability, unless of course it was that spotter plane that he's just put up. Well, I've just shot one down from the Iowa, he's put his up. Now I think, is he going to try and sail straight down? I don't know. I've been spotted, he knows where I am. Now what surprises me is how he's, even though he doesn't have perceptive or twist and track, you know, I'm lot located, he does seem to follow me quite accurately, even though he can't see me. I'm expecting that he is waiting for a spotter plane. He turns out of the 6 spread of torpedoes that I've put through. The other set are going kind of straight towards him, and I want to try and reset this cap, but I want to reset the cap at a moment where I can duck out of sight of him again. So I lock my guns on this guy and I look for where the corner of the island is. He could have stayed on the opposite side and not come after me. But is he thinking, I'll take this cap and then I'll go across to the other cap and then we can seal the win on points? Potentially a smart move. But I've got the engine boost running. I'm cracking along at a fair rate of knots, and I put the shots out to him just as I disappear around this island. We get the cap reset. He knows I'm heading back in this direction now. Now the question is he going to stay away from me, or is he going to try and chase me down? And this is the time when it's important to know when to fight and when to run. We broke through 100,000 damage ages ago with that Iowa and the Dev Strike. It was a very nice shot, if I do say so myself. We put a spread of torpedoes towards that entrance because he is obviously still on that capture point. I'm aware there's a little island in front of me. There are very few seconds left on the clock. And this isn't something I always do, but sometimes you throw in a little bit of an insult, and at the last moment you fire guns. He's distracted by the torpedoes, he takes one, he takes a couple of hits, and the game ends there. We finish on 146,475 damage with 3 kills, 11 torpedo hits, 7 floods, 9 cap resets, 1 assist in cap, high caliber and air Dev Strike, topping the board with 3,307 base XP. Luckily we didn't get nuked in the last 10 seconds there, but we did take the win for blue team. So all in all, that was a pretty damn good round. They weren't all that great in the Fantasque, and I've got a few more videos to go along with this one that show different ways to play this boat. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the French destroyers, or if you play the Fantasque and how you play it. Until next time, take care and goodbye.